Hello, you guys. Welcome and welcome back to the underground. We are going to be doing another love reading for you, darlings. Long time no speak. I know I am not trying to be suspenseful with y'all like this. It's just things be going on, child. I think the mic is super high, so if my voice was like extra booming, please disregard. Like the video, you guys. Subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all as well for commenting on the community post I made about what you guys want to hear about. So I'm going to try to do those periodically along with just, throwing in random messages, whatever spirit wants to say. I'm going to start throwing that in a little bit just to kind of try to tailor the messages to what you guys want to hear. So thank you guys for participating. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Everybody who supported the channel and what we're doing. I really appreciate you guys just for being here, okay? Thank you to everyone who supported the building fund, which is helping a great deal, you guys. Like, you're going to hear everything that's going on one day, but I can't talk about it as much right now specifically. But you guys supporting me has not only, like, helped me evolve, but also really help the situation kind of like go down more smoothly, and not just because of your donations, but also because of like your support of the channel. Liking the videos really helps. Commenting, you guys, really helps, and sharing the video as much as you do. Like when I go look at the analytics and you guys share the video so much, it just makes such a big difference. And I'm just really grateful for you guys because it's helping in so many ways. So I just want to make sure I'm giving back to you as best as I can at this particular moment in my life. And y'all know I'm finna hip y'all to the tea when the tea is, nice and cooled off, okay? But we're going to get into this reading. We're going to see what this full moon in Capricorn, which we just had recently, is bringing into your life when it comes to love, and basically like what the next course of action needs to be when it comes to these situations or the circumstances, and how you can maneuver. Okay, that's really the goal of the readings that I do on any of my platforms. So that's what we're gonna do, you guys. Okay, so y'all be sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you guys want to donate $5 or $10 to the building fund. It will also enter you into win possibly a free reading from me. So you guys be sure to check it out if you're interested. We're supposed to be doing the drawing on Lionsgate, so I will let you guys know, okay? But also, ooh, you guys, listen, I got a surprise for y'all. Y'all are the first ones to see some of the new decks that I got, which also the building fund is helping with that as well. Thank you all for your support, and thank you for the support that you guys give privately too, because a lot of you, you message me on a private level or you send me things, and I might not always be able to respond necessarily directly, but I always like feel the energy. So thank you so much. So we've got 3 new decks, you guys. Now, this deck I'm kind of on the fence about just because of the illustration and the portrayals. However, I do think it's a valuable deck. This is the Angel Wisdom Oracle deck. And I know you guys want to get into the reading, but I just want to share with you all of the, benefits of the support that you guys have been able to give. So it's a part of it. Like when I open a deck, I get excited. So I want you guys to like share in that excitement. But I ordered this deck because it looks very similar to this beautiful deck that I super duper love. This Career and Life Oracle deck. And you can see like kind of like the setup and how it looks very similar when it comes to the breakdown. Because I like cards that give you a little bit of context as to what the illustrator or author wanted to portray. Cards with pictures on it are cool too, because you can kind of just loosely interpret it, but I like both types, and it reminded me of that deck. So this is not really so much love driven or love focused, but it would definitely add depth, I feel like, to our love readings. So I got that. I also got this Gemstone Whispers deck. And as you know, we do have the crystal deck. We have the daily crystal inspiration deck that we use. But again, I wanted to add some different like depth to the crystal cards that we have. I don't know. I was drawn to it, and I don't necessarily 100% like align with all of the descriptions on the cards as I was reading through them, but it's like sayings or something. Like they put like sayings along with the crystal names and like a title. Like agate, fresh start. As long as I am breathing, in my eyes, I am just beginning. Okay. It's a good message, but it's a little corny. So this deck is a little corny. But again, I feel like it would offer depth to our readings. Okay. Now, the third and final deck, which I feel is going to really be a banger, okay, when it comes to getting details, is this the place oracle. So it's like the place, like what is the place? What is the setting where things are taking place? So we have a place of reminiscence. One of the cards that really drew me to the deck was like the Justice card or Court card. It says Court, and it looks really good. They have like beauty salon, hairstyling, makeup, artistry, relaxing, spa services, grooming, and styling. Then they have the Lake card, tranquil waters, reflections. Then they have art exhibition, creative showcase, curated gallery. And then parking lot, parking spot, park and go, parking garage. Like it's telling you different places that things could take place, like the airport, the gym, tavern, laboratory. Like oh yeah, there it is. Okay, Spirit was trying to show it to me because I really like it. Wow, look what just popped out. I was looking for the court card because I really like this depiction of like justice. I don't know why. Like it's something about courthouses that I actually like really kind of like have mixed feelings about, because I go into courthouses or courtrooms and it's a little bit of like a negative connotation sometimes. And I just feel like it's so grand, and it kind of brings me this nostalgic soul level feeling of like old world and things like that, but it also gives me a little bit of anxiety. However, if the energetic influences in a courthouse are positive, then it can be a very monumental force. It could be a very monumental place. It could be a very refreshing and uplifting and freeing experience to go to court. But there's also like that negative connotation to it. So it's very much so powerful as far as a card for me, because it signifies justice. And we have a similar card like with the gavel in the Southern Mystic Life Oracle deck that we use all the time. And that is very pivotal as well. But the fact that there was like this judge pictured here, and basically like, is that person going to be fair and just, or are they going to be kind of crooked? Is it going to be a freeing experience, or is it going to be an experience of like restriction or, you know, bondage? Like it's that fully brings out the duality of justice, especially like with Libra energy and things like that. But it was one of the main cards that drew me to the deck, and I felt like it would be a good addition for us, because I just wanted to get cards that would offer a little bit more depth. And I wanted you guys to share with me, because I wanted you to kind of see like my reasoning, my rationality, and how I like choose decks and what decks I'm usually drawn to, and you know, those types of things. But that's interesting that the jail card just popped out, because you know, when you buy decks, they don't show you what all the cards look like. That is crazy. Like the jail is so dark, but the courthouse is like somber yet brighter. And it's kind of like there, you can tell that there's that darkness there in the courthouse, but there's also a possibility of light and like hope. That's crazy. It's just, I just feel like these are going to be some cool ass decks to like pull from. So I wanted to tell you guys about that. Now I have to shuffle them really good. I don't think we're going to, let's start. What should we start with? Which deck should we start with? Because we're going to start with the Moonology deck, because we're going to see about like what's coming into your life when it comes to this full moon in Capricorn. The full moon in Capricorn, you guys, like basically when it comes to love, but the full moon in Capricorn is basically saying you might have a strong need for being useful to the society, and you look for justification in the outside world. You may underestimate what you want from yourself and for yourself. Shyness may be accomplished by resentment. Sorry, not accomplished. That doesn't, no. Shyness may be accompanied by resentment. That was crazy. Of the fact that others ignore you. So any resentful type of feelings or situations may cause you to be a little bit more shy or reserved. Okay, but it says, do not seek approval from the outside. It will not help you get rid of your doubt, and it is harmful to you. You have to trust your inner values. Yeah, ooh, I got a message from that, y'all, while I was reading it. I think that's why my vocabulary, like my words and my speech, get messed up. I feel like you guys have been in a position, just with that description, it kind of feels like energetically, you guys, all of us, humanity as a whole, has been in positions where like we're stuck kind of between a rock and a hard place of wanting to conform to society, but not necessarily conform, but more like fit in, while also having a sense of individuality, which I feel like is causing confusion. Because I mean, if you're going to be individual, it's like you can't be obtusely individual, like as if you're like trying too hard. Like with actors, when directors tell actors, you know, act less, it's kind of like, okay, do less acting, which means stop trying so hard. Just feel the emotion that you're feeling, feel the depth of the situation, and naturally respond and react to it in the most healthy way possible, but also the most authentic way possible as well. So I think that's what spirit wants from a lot of us when it comes to like love and relationships. I tell you guys all the time, like this channel is not necessarily just about romantic love, but also platonic love as well, between family members, friends, the bond that you share with your coworkers and the people around you in your community. That's what love really is. And we have to learn that that's really the blueprint and the life's blood of what life is love, and showing love to others while also loving yourself enough to know and recognize the different nuances of these relationships in your life. Woo, that was channeled. So basically, they basically are saying you might want to try to fit in, but spirit is telling you not to fit in, because that actually defines you. And if each of us are doing that, it defines the way that we are able to show up and love each other as a whole within society. That's what it feels like for me. And it's like you basically know best. So there may be a little bit of criticism that I'm sensing that could be coming from people around you when it comes to love or like relationships. You may be feeling as if people could be criticizing you harshly, or you could even feel like you're criticizing yourself more harshly than what you usually would, or that you feel like this fire under your butt about moving forward and what you need to do in life. That could be something that's really coming to like the forefront of your mind in this time. And I feel that there could be with Capricorn, because Capricorn, to me, I have Capricorn in my chart, and it's in a prominent place. I'm not going to tell y'all right now. Some of y'all might already know, but Capricorn is not an easy sign to like come to terms with, because it's the part, it's like, I feel like this full moon is bringing out the part of you guys that is rigid and kind of boring, or some would say maybe lame, or the part of you that's very critical of yourself. I feel like it's bringing out that hard, you know, materialism of, not materialism as in money, but it's bringing out that hard structure that we all have and need at certain times, but also have to reconcile with, because it may contradict or counteract some of our more prevalent beliefs. So there could be inner conflict that you guys could have been facing recently about like what's the right thing to do versus what your heart wants to do, like what your head over heart decisions are. They could have been really highlighted lately when it comes to love and relationships. And that could be creating the conflict of you understanding like how you want to move forward with the relationships in your life. It's kind of basically like, okay, I have this set of pros here and this set of cons here, but it's like the cons may also be pros at certain times, but it's like you have to decide what's more important, and the regular way that you try to make that decision may not be so congruent with how you feel on an internal level. That's what it feels like to me. So it's like you're trying to have, you're kind of have to, you kind of have to try to figure out a different technique or a strategy or a scaling point as to how to make these decisions based on the energetic potential of the situation right now. And there could be a lot of relationships that you have personally, especially, that may feel like they're kind of in like this limbo state because you you're rationalizing that new grading scale of how you're going to move forward with these relationships. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, this sounds deep. Y'all be sure to like the video, you guys. Let's try to get this video to 500 likes. Let's try to get this to 500 likes. I know it might seem like a tall order, but we can do it, you guys. I know we can. All right, so we have breathe and self-love. Yeah, exactly. Manifest is at the bottom, and then we have slow down. Interesting. Oh. I know I said I was going to do Moonology cards, but for whatever reason, pick these up. That's what we're doing right now. We'll still do Moonology. It says breathe. Inhale, I am relaxed. Exhale, I am at peace. I am relaxed. I am at peace. It says deep breathing calls us back to the moment. I don't know why I can't read today, y'all. Please forgive me. Deep breathing calls us back to the moment. It slows us down. And then we got slow down. Ooh. It's no rush. Slow touch. Okay, I'm just playing. Yeah. It slows us down, taps us into our senses, and reorients our minds. The angels ask you if you find yourself stressed, filled with racing thoughts, or unable to focus, please remember to breathe. Ooh. Okay. Self-love says, I am worthy of love. Focus your attention on loving and believing in yourself. You are being encouraged by the angels to make your relationship with yourself your number one priority. Ooh, let's read that again. It says, focus your attention on loving and believing in yourself. You are being encouraged by the angels to make your relationship with yourself your number one priority. Rather than dwell upon your shortcomings, you must accept and embrace who you are. Yeah, that's definitely a focal point, especially if y'all are coming from the Pisces channel. The next channel message you see is kind of like about that. But just in general, I just feel like you guys, when it comes to love, it's like take a beat. When on the cop shows, when they say like, let's take a beat. I don't know why cops say that stereotypically in the show. What is going on with my mouth? Take a beat, you guys. Manifest is at the bottom because it's something that you're trying to manifest. And I feel this like, racing. You got anxiety right here. I felt like this nervousness even before I cut on the camera that you guys are kind of experiencing, possibly with just, it could just be the fact that you're rationalizing all of these different occurrences in your life right now. And you're rationalizing a transformation that you're kind of going through and what it looks like in real life. Like when we talk about transformation in the spiritual community, it's not necessarily a descriptive narration of what a transformation is going to look like in real life. It's not a necessarily true portrayal of how it will look and feel and how nuanced it is in real life. It's easy to see a card and see a picture and say that, oh, that could be something similar happening. And that's true. But when it comes to the nuances of life and the nuances of conversations and situations that we go through as humans, it really doesn't necessarily manifest exactly the way we think that it will. And sometimes when it doesn't, we're unaware that what we feel is happening and what we may have predicted to happen is actually what's happening, because the way it looks doesn't portray the conventional form of our vision. But what I feel from this is that when it comes to love and when it comes to the energy this full moon is bringing in with this Capricorn, it's like, yes, a variation from what you've believed and what you didn't believe may be merging together to form a new belief system. And you as an individual may be transforming into a newer version of yourself. But the world around you is also transforming as well. And realizing that you have the space and can give yourself the space to go through that transformation without guilt or shame, knowing what it means, will allow you to then have that open heart type of mentality to have compassion for those who may be coming towards you, even if they aren't necessarily a vibrational match or an energetic match. You'll still be able to assess the situation and not necessarily lose yourself or revert to some type of stereotypical narrative, and be able to like resolve the situation properly or seamlessly with more compassion and understanding and empathy being put in place. I hope I explained that properly. I really have to look at this real quick. This crystal, I believe, is black tourmaline. It was reflecting off of the candle in a weird way. It looked like there was gold. So something maybe looks, I don't know how this is going to sound, but something, it looked like the tourmaline was black on the outside and gold on the inside. Like it looked like tourmalinated pyrite or something. And I feel like there could be something that is needing to maybe be honed in on or molded, I would say. Like when a raw diamond is found, it doesn't look like the diamonds that you get from the jewelry store. So there's a need for there to be some type of polishing that goes on, or some type of like molding of a situation. And that could be what this feeling is that you guys could be having right now about a lot of your relationships, is that they're kind of like being remolded, or they're being polished in order to become the best version of them for the time period right now for you guys as a collective, so that it can become what it needs to be for you to move forward. Or it's being polished or cleaned to see that it may not actually be what it needs to be for you to continue moving forward. But you are definitely manifesting in that aspect, because it's like you're creating the vision or the reality that you want in your life through these polishing processes. Okay, Manifest says, I have everything I need. The angels remind you that by filling your subconscious with thoughts and images of what you really want, and by speaking positively about these things, you will bring them into your real life and manifest your yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. So in that process, it is very stressful, but accepting that it's stressful and accepting how you handle the stress of it, or the anxiety of it, or the fear of it, assessing how you deal with the more challenging, possibly negative aspects of a situation, will also highlight the skills and abilities that you have to deal with the reverse, or to have the reverse effect of having a more positive or rewarding outcome for a situation. I hope that makes sense. But Spirit is saying in the near future, you're going to have to slow down, okay? Because you may be taking, I was also getting this as well. I'm going to let you guys know. There could be a person around you when it comes to like your love life or your friendships or family members who, I feel this came up in the past on the Nutcase Network when I was doing other readings. It feels like a narrative from a long time ago kind of resurfacing. Okay. And this could have to do with, like, it could overlap past lives as well. But it's like an old narrative resurfacing of a person or an energy or an entity who comes into your life because they are downtrodden, they are wounded, they could be in a position of peril, and they kind of leech off of you to replenish themselves and go back into quote unquote battle, which is whatever their demons and battles and spiritual warfare is. Damn, did y'all hear that horn beep? It was like immediately after I stopped talking. So that's kind of what I feel, because you guys see it's been a few days since I've done a reading over here, and since I've started reading tarot, being a spiritual practitioner in this field, I have been physically not so much affected, but physically aware of the dynamics that you guys could be dealing with because of how the messages channel through me on this level. So I felt super exhausted. Like I could barely sleep last night. And it's not like I'm just saying that it's only you guys' energy. It's more so of like a collective empathy that I feel. And it manifests or channels through me in different scenarios based on whoever I'm picking up on in these different, lanes and platforms. But I definitely feel recently that even though I've been inspired to do readings on this channel, it felt like there was kind of something chaining me down or something weighing me down, something holding me back from doing it. And I kind of felt like, okay, let's get some fresh decks. Like when the energy starts to get stale a little bit, you can definitely pull out decks from past. But I feel like fresh decks definitely make a situation more enlightening, or it kind of like cleans off the window, so to speak. I feel like that could be a dynamic that's happening to you guys when it comes to your love life and people who you have personal or professional relationships with. It's like when a TV show is on air for so long and they have to like bring in a new character or bring in a new location or something like that to like kind of interest people into it, like to inject more interest into whatever the show is. But that's actually a good thing, because like if you look at shows like The Cosbys or Friends or The Parkers or Game of Thrones, whatever genre that you're in, if it's done right and if it's done properly and if there's credence given to the journey and story progression, then it actually turns out really well. So I don't know why I'm explaining all of this to you beautiful people, but I feel that it's necessary and it may lead you to some understanding about whatever your situation is. Now, Slow Down says, I'm taking the time to simply be, period, stop, hard stop. I'm taking the time to simply be. There we go. The angels would like to introduce you to the art of being. There are many things we can rediscover by slowing down and not always rushing to get things done. Walk slowly. Pay attention to every step. Leave time for conversation. Eat slowly. Be deliberately aware of your actions. Wow. I definitely feel like a lot of you guys are taking the initiative to kind of incorporate these aspects of the reading into your life on your own, because I feel like that's why the decks like kind of just did their thing. Like, I feel like that's why, oh wow, okay. I feel like that's why I pulled this one first. Commitment, transformation, and self-worth. So in the near future, you guys are going to be asked to slow down when it comes to everything. Not so much as you are procrastinating or not doing what you're supposed to do. It's not like you're not going to be taking care of your responsibilities, but it's a more intricate approach to whatever is going on so that you can manifest exactly the life as a whole that you want, which will ultimately lead to you manifesting the love that you want, the love that's going to align with you more authentically. That's what I feel like you guys need to do moving forward. That's the energy that I feel like Spirit, God, universe, source, the all is bringing towards you, and that we're all kind of reconciling with when it comes to this full moon in Capricorn, okay? Show me more. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration for the collective. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. That Capricorn energy is strong. Some of y'all may be Capricorn. Some of y'all may have Capricorn in your chart. And this says the new moon in Capricorn. So let's look back just super quick. And let's see. Some of you may already know. But the new moon in Capricorn is at the end of the year, December 30th. What does it say? It says you might have a strong need for being useful to society. Ooh. It says the same thing as the full moon. Interesting. So I might have to get me a new website. But at the same time, it definitely feels like there's going to be whatever you're going through right now. You may want to mark your calendar for December 30th when it comes to this period of time. And write down something that resonates with the messages that you're getting from this reading, because there's some type of correlation to that when it comes to your personal and possibly even professional relationships. And when it comes to love in your life as a whole. But right now, I feel like you're in a process of working on things and creating things and like putting the pieces together, you know, laying the foundation, creating the building blocks for all of these new improvements that you want to see in your life, that you're manifesting in your life. Okay. You're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. And then we have fate. I just tongue twisted myself. I said, then we have faith in your dreams, but because it starts with have, I said have, like tongue twisted. Y'all be sure to like the video, okay? Let's get this video to like 500 likes. Is that what I said? Yeah. Let's get this video to 500 likes, you guys. Yeah, so have faith in your dreams. Your hard work is paying off. You're very close to achieving your goal. And have faith in your dreams. So Spirit is basically saying, look, we're letting you know, don't give up. Everything that you're doing, all this hard work that you're putting in, all this agony that you may feel like you're going through is actually paying off and benefiting you exponentially. Don't stop doing it, because you're a lot closer to achieving your goal than what it is that you think. And they're basically saying that you don't have to rush into this, that this is something that's naturally going to occur, and it's probably going to be more beneficial for you to kind of like allow it to flow the way that it needs to flow. It's going to be more beneficial for you to do so in that way. Okay. Now, real quick, definitely want to check out what is the collective's energy towards love at this time. The collective who's watching now or later, as this is timeless, Spirit, whenever they're drawn to it. What is the collective's energy towards love right now when it comes to love in their life? What is the collective's energy towards love right now? Ooh, y'all don't trust people. Competition and enemy. The other woman look over your shoulder. So you feel like there's a lot of sneaky people out there right now. You feel like there's a lot of people who don't have good intentions for love or for you. A lot of you may feel as if there's someone around you who you can't trust when it comes to love. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're competing with you. That could be something that's more corporate, or when it comes to the relationships in your life, those are more the professional or platonic relationships where you may feel that there are some who compete with you. And this could even just be people in passing. But it's like there's a distrust, there's a general distrust when it comes to love and relationships that I feel like you could be trying to reconcile with. That could be a part of you believing in yourself. This manifest card, you know, thinking about what you really want and speaking positively. And then also this self-love card. My phone is ringing and it's not important. With this focusing on believing in yourself, focusing on loving yourself, focusing on seeing the beauty that you bring to situations, and also not only just feeling it, but having results of it start to manifest. I feel like it's going to help you with basically not seeing everyone as an enemy, because I feel like that's how you feel about love right now. You pretty much see everyone as an enemy, and it may not be an inaccurate portrayal. Like, it may be very accurate because of the fact that there are a lot of things that are going on right now that you kind of have to really like watch your back about. But there's also an aspect of it where it's kind of like, you know, that that's irrational because you can't be, you know that you can't be suspicious of everyone all the time because you know that that's irrational. So it's like, while it's a valid feeling and you know that it's true because of some of the people who you may be encountered recently or have encountered in the past, you know, or that you're encountering in the present moment, you may feel like, yes, that's an irrational fear, but it's something that's necessary. But I have to also balance myself enough to know when it may be affecting me in a negative way. So basically, like, mastering how to turn on and off the switch. Yeah, at the bottom we have shock, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, transformation. Yeah, a lot of people are shedding their skin. A lot of people are shedding their masks. The way you feel about love right now is that there are people in your life who you're either shockingly discovering are against you when you thought they were for you, or you're shockingly discovering that the people who you thought were against you are actually supporters. It kind of feels like that. That's the dynamic I'm getting. And then we have blowing kisses, unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness and love, affection returned. There could be a person also in your life who could be shocking you by basically they're very much so changing or transforming in front of your eyes, and it's something that you may not believe 100% or trust. You may feel like a person who was an enemy now turning into an ally could still be like a Trojan horse, like a deceptive person, somebody who's a supporter in disguise, or not supporter in disguise, but they're acting like they support you when really they don't, and they're still using some type of disguise. But I don't know. I can't necessarily say that you're wrong on that because I feel like things are still developing. However, there's a real focus when it comes to love where it's like you're having some type of realization that you may be attracting people to you who are untrustworthy because you believe that everyone is untrustworthy and that there's no one in your life who you can trust because everyone always betrays you. And that could be something that is a part of this healing and manifestation, that you're realizing is kind of like your Achilles heel, or the crux of the issue, as to why you haven't been able to fully manifest full loving connections in the way that you would like for it to be in your mind's eye or in the eye of your heart. And you may be seeing like, okay, if I want this unconditional love, if I want this love that's balanced and fair, and where I also receive what I give, there's going to have to be an adjustment in the way that I view myself. There's going to have to be an adjustment in the way that I maneuver through life. There's going to have to be an adjustment, not so much with your boundaries or like what you will or will not allow, but about how you view it personally. That's going to make the difference in your love life. I feel like that's a part of what you are feeling when it comes to love right now. What's the energy around the collective when it comes to love? What is the energy of those around the collective when it comes to love, Spirit? Shock just popped out. Yeah, so people around you, I feel like, are getting reverberative effects of you elevating your frequency, elevating your vibration. It's like when you blow a dog whistle and you can't hear it as a human, but all the dogs' ears perk up and you see a bunch of dogs come running in commercials and stuff. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like that's your energy, like your energy elevating in frequency or raising in vibration or ascending the, planes of vibration is a dog whistle to all of these people who maybe saw you in one way, or I don't know, felt that they could treat you in a certain way. It's alerting them to this different frequency, and it's like kind of trying to figure out what is that? And that's what I feel with the shock card. So people could definitely be shocked about your transformation or about some type of sudden change that's coming in. The energy around you is of shock. People are shocked. And they're realizing things that you could be empathically picking up on them realizing, but because intuitively you know that they were not supportive or in alignment with you thus far, whatever developments that they're having, it's kind of like there's this separation with it, because they are validly picking up on the change in frequency within you, which could be activating changes in frequency within them. But it's also something that you're like, I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm minding my own motherfucking business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. Like, that's kind of the vibe. Passion says insane chemistry, sparks, and having fun. Equal interest, burning desire. This is the energy around you. Wow. And then we have love. Unconditional love again, because we have unconditional love with blowing kisses. Self-love and wholeness. Affection and attraction. Selflessness. Yeah, the way you show love to yourself, because you have self-love right here. The way you've been showing love to yourself, but how you also selflessly love others. And how when people see you, they see you as this complete version of yourself. Like with wholeness, people see you as maybe not necessarily being perfect, but also being benevolent. Or, yeah, I guess it's benevolent. Being benevolent enough to have flaws, but to still be so, I want to say, out of reach. Like, it's like you're not perfect. People know you're not perfect, but it's like you kind of are. Because despite the fact that you're not perfect, you do things and you act in ways and you carry yourself in a way that would almost resemble you being perfect. And people have to say you're not, because the definition of perfect has been commercialized, and they really don't know what it is. And it's hard to put it's like people have a hard time putting their finger on you. People have a hard time putting you in a box because you are completely unusual to the normal whatever. It's like people see you as being relatable, but still out of reach for some reason. And it's because of your energy. And this is not a bad thing, but it's something that I feel like you're picking up on energetically from people, because it's like this weird, like, oh wow, they're so perfect. But I know nobody's perfect, right? Right? Like, isn't that true? Like, that's what I feel like people around you are like saying or talking about. There could be some hater people, okay, who are fighting this because your vibration, I feel like as a whole, this is what's coming into your life when it comes to love and relationships with this new moon in Capricorn. It's like a realization of self, and this embedded or embeddedment, like the embedding process is taking place as we speak, of you trusting yourself more, believing in yourself more, and being more truly authentic to who you are. And this integration taking place of that belief and that rationale in your mind's eye, but also becoming aware of how that embeddedment is affecting the people around you. And then also being able to empathically pick up on how they feel, and then trying to rationalize it within yourself, but also separate it from you, because really you cannot be responsible. That's what it feels like. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Y'all be sure to like the video. There's someone who really loves you. They have a lot of love and passion for you. They have a lot of devotion, I feel like, to their feelings. And honestly, you guys, I feel like that could be a shock to you. But most importantly, it's a shock to whoever this person is. Like, somebody is shocked at how much they love you, how much you make them feel good. Not only like about themselves, but about life as a whole. And it's all because of the way you like do things and how you make decisions and basically your mentality in life. So I think that there's an emphasis on you understanding that you don't have to be as critical of yourself as you maybe possibly have been recently. Because the things that you think matter don't really matter. And I'm not saying that they don't matter to you and that they aren't significant to you, but the things that you may nitpick about when it comes to yourself, or the things that you may feel are flaws, nobody cares. Like, nobody sees that at all. And I think that that's a part of what's coming in with this energy, is you finally like embracing that and realizing that, and kind of allowing yourself to take it all off, like to kind of be a Joan of Arc type of figure, or not necessarily Joan of Arc specifically, but kind of just be more free. And it causes your energy to lighten, because it's like you're shedding this skin, or you're shedding this armor that you've kind of molded and bruised to your body, like scars could be. Okay. All right. So when it comes to love and the full moon in Capricorn, for the collective spirit, ooh, these cards are like sticky a little bit. But I like the material because it means they're not going to get raggedy, but they are kind of sticky. And they're thick, which is nice. It's nice material though. Because yes, stuff like that happens. Crossroads, but it was in reverse, y'all. That's crazy. Look at the imagery. I love this deck. Bird said, yup. Multiple paths, turning point, divergent roads. Ooh, and I was just watching this like breakdown of Divergent movies. Yeah, and it was in reverse. Well, I feel like the reason why the crossroads came out kind of in the reverse is because I don't think you're at a crossroads any longer. I mean, there may be certain decisions that you feel like you have to make, but if you search deep within your soul, you're going to find that there's only one real solution to a situation. I'm going to put it in the upright because I just like the imagery upright. But that's what it feels like to me. It feels like when it comes to love and relationships in your life, this full moon is bringing like a complete and total um, illumination of clarity with decisions that you've kind of been grappling with or struggling with trying to rationalize or make. Now it seems the path is becoming more clear. Now it seems like you're not approaching the turning point of the corner where you can't see what's on the other side. It's like you see now, you've turned the corner and you see what is on the other side and you see what you were anticipating. And because of that, you kind of become more clear about it to where I feel like you can get into alignment and more so think for yourself, feel how you feel, and not beat yourself up about it. At the bottom, we have restaurant, culinary delights, celebratory dining. Wow, yeah. Kitchen tools, meal preparation. Some of you guys could be chefs. Some of you guys could be really avid cooks. Or there's talk of like culinary pursuits. But there could also be a lot of like going out to eat, maybe dates, celebrating situations. And if that's not necessarily the case, I feel like there could be one specific event that may be happening and creating this pivotal reflection in your life. There could be some significance about a restaurant specifically, or a kitchen, your kitchen, someone else's kitchen, about what you eat. There could be a strong emphasis on what you eat as well. The settings, something about settings. I don't know if that's like literally settings on your phone or settings on an application, or if it's like the setting of a conversation or a situation, which means where it's located, where it takes place. The setting is very significant. Table settings as well. So it's like order. Like if you look at both these pictures, there's a strong emphasis on like the table settings, the placements. You could be very particular at this point about relationships and how they present themselves and how you present yourself within the relationships. There could be a very strong emphasis on possibly location as well when it comes to you considering different aspects of your relationships. There could be something about like how food and maybe some type of light conversation or the combination of the two helps you make decisions. But there could also be something about you going to a restaurant soon, or something about a kitchen, maybe the kitchen of your home or your dream kitchen, how you want a kitchen to look. Some of you are just doing kitchen renovations and you basically sit down and talk to your spouse about it over dinner or drinks or whatever. Either the restaurant or a restaurant that you go to or are invited to, or a kitchen setting is going to be basically the backdrop to an important conversation when it comes to a decision that you've made. All of what I said may not resonate with all of you completely, but there's something about that. It's like there's an important conversation because I see people talking. And when I see people talking in my mind's eye with these cards, it's like, I don't know, you always talk to someone in the kitchen, or you always, have an important conversation at a restaurant or at a specific restaurant. And it's kind of speaking to me about communication, about a decision that you were maybe on the fence about, but now you've clearly made that decision. Okay. Let me see what deck I want. Child, we haven't used this one in a long time. Hold on. Y'all be sure to like the video, guys. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a deep reflection on what's going on since we haven't been here for a few days. All right. And I wanted to kind of answer all of your questions because I like the different topics that you guys talked about. So we're definitely trying to cover that now. We're going to see what the full moon is bringing in for love. But I feel like overall what we learned so far is that it feels like this full moon in Capricorn is bringing in a sense of authenticity within you that could actually pivot the options that you're kind of getting when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. It could pivot some of the dynamics of your current relationships, which may make or break the relationship. And I feel like the advice on what you should basically do about it is to be true to who you really are, because in essence, without that truth, you're not going to manifest the type of relationships that you really want coming in. Without that truth, you won't be able to fully enjoy or gain fulfillment from the relationships that you have. Okay, so let's see. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God. When it comes to the collective and their love lives, things going on when it comes to love, what is the full moon in Capricorn bringing into their lives when it comes to love? What is the full moon in Capricorn bringing into their lives when it comes to love? What is the full moon in Capricorn bringing into their lives? Ooh, the Hermit card, and it is sideways, baby. Not fully seeing everything and why it's playing out immediately. Some of you may be in and out of hermit mode as well. Some of you may be in a position where you're basically like, sometimes you go out, sometimes you're in, sometimes you're reserved and maybe a little reclusive, and sometimes you're very outwardly social with your personality. It's like there's this balance within you that I feel like you're trying to find. It's not so much of you ignoring anything or not paying attention to anything. I feel like you're fully self-aware. I feel like you're extremely coherent when it comes to the different things that are happening in your life with your personal relationships. But I also feel like you have to navigate every situation individually. That's where you're at kind of with this. You have to navigate every situation individually because every person and situation is going to be different. And I think it's this particular course of action, it seems to be stemming from a place of self-preservation because of like how her light is shining from within her. It kind of feels like there may be situations where you can completely let your light just blaze and boom from within you, and it have like a beneficial payoff for you, to where that energy is not just going to be like a spurt that's like wasted. Kind of like on The Witcher, because I was trying to figure that out before The Witcher with Yennefer, when she lost her powers because she did that big burst of energy. It's like you're trying to figure out a happy medium between that particular, aspect of your personality and the more reserved, restorative aspect of your personality where you preserve your energy. That is definitely a dynamic. So it may materialize. For example, we were talking about how these readings materialize. This could materialize uh, a feeling of like sometimes wanting to go out, but sometimes, not wanting to go out, wanting to stay in. And it could be that conundrum on both sides of like, okay, my rational mind versus my more emotional mind, my logical mind versus my, intuitive mind. And actually having a grapple with like with that mid moment. It's more so in the moment. It's not so much of, oh well, today I don't feel like really going anywhere, so I'm gonna stay inside, but then 2 days from now I'm gonna be out. It's not like that. It could be, but it's more so like in the moment. You could be at one time when it comes to making decisions, grappling over which decision is the right one to make in that moment. It doesn't necessarily feel like overthinking. It just more so feels like, it feels like kind of like a twin mind. I don't know what that means. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like you basically see the black and white on the Wheel of Fortune. It's like what's coming into your life is like these decisions that you're going to have to make when it comes to the action that you're taking and how much energy you're going to invest into that action. Basically, with the Wheel of Fortune, in order to get the best possible payout for you in the situation. Like, what would be most beneficial for me right now in this situation where I'm in this boardroom at work, or I'm in this conference room and we're having this meeting, and there's something that I need to speak up about, or I feel like I need to speak up about because it's actually purely intended to benefit the overall group, but also feeling because that there may be someone who's not in your best interest, or there may be people around you who are trying to drain you, whether or not it's best for you to fully showcase that ability in that moment, or how you should approach a situation in a particular moment. What would guarantee, or at least partially guarantee, the highest energetic payoff or return of your investment of energy? And that's with anything right now that you guys are dealing with. That's what this full moon in Capricorn is bringing into your life. The need to make those decisions, and also the feeling of how it feels to make those types of decisions, so that you can learn and practice and master how to center them around this idea of not being so anxious and more so embracing who you truly are. I hope this makes sense. Y'all like the video. What is this Hermit for what this full moon in Capricorn is bringing in for love? What is this Hermit card for what this full moon in Capricorn is bringing in for love? Ooh, the Sun and the Ten of Wands. Yup. Some of you may have a decision to make when it comes to relationships or love in your life between different people, but it's like you're weighing those dynamics. It's deeper than just having to choose between two different people. It's like you having to choose the level at which you invest in relationships individually, person to person. And then some of those relationships kind of having to be possibly abandoned for your own better judgment, or not your own better judgment, but your own best interests. It's like you already expect that there are certain relationships that you've already gotten the most out of them, or you've already gotten the payoff from them. And it may sound very like crass or shallow, but it's not really that. It's more so that's the energy of the universe and how relationships evolve and materialize in our lives. That's like the meaning of the relationships in our lives. People come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and you are determining in real time the energetic potential of each relationship in your life, and how is it a reason, a season, or a lifetime for this person. Okay, figured that out because I weighed the pros and cons. Now, okay, here's this person. Are they a reason, a season, or a lifetime? Has their reason been fulfilled? Is their season coming to an end? Or do they have another season in which they are going to be relevant in this particular part of my journey? And what needs to happen for it to be mutually beneficial for everyone who's involved? That's kind of what's going on here. And some of you guys expect and understand and know that all of these relationships that you're currently experiencing may not necessarily be something that stays around for a long period of time or an extended period of time. The relationships that you've already nurtured, you're determining if those relationships are something that is going to need to continue, but some of them you already expected them not to last, and they're cycling out of your life. And I feel like with the Sun card, you can expect a lot of happiness to come in when it comes to this full moon in Capricorn and the energy that it's bringing for you personally, which is going to help elevate the energy that's basically around you with those relationships. And I feel like you giving yourself grace and understanding what that rationalization is and why it's happening is going to help you feel a lot less of a burden when it comes to releasing yourself from those situations, people, places, and things that you can already see or tell have, their season has expired, their reason has expired, or it soon will. It'll alleviate that pressure of you having to make that choice and basically implementing it. Interesting. Yeah, the Four of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of you are going to be in this independent place probably for the next month or so. Probably longer, maybe until Virgo season. Sometime around Leo and Virgo season. There could be a stressful situation, a burden, something that you're tired of. There's something that you're just tired of, and you already expected for it not to last, or you already expected that there would be some type of shift in dynamic with this situation. And it's either with a Leo, a Virgo very strongly, or possibly a Sagittarius or a Libra. This situation has run its course, and I feel like you are, I don't want to say healing, but that's taking place. That's not what it's about, though. It's like you're regrouping, decompressing from whatever that burden is, like that, whatever that situation is that you're just tired of it. You're just exhausted of it. It's kind of like how some people feel about Taylor Swift at this point. It's like, girl, thank you. Okay, thank you, really. But we are tired, okay? That's kind of what it feels like. Like, it's so good and it's all good, but we're tired. And, the only way to not be tired is to stop. That's pretty much what this feels like. And you're coming to grips with all of those things. So you may be very exhausted. You may be sleeping a lot because you just feel the energy. But what this is, what you need to understand about it is that this is the shedding going down. This is what it feels like to transverse. I think it's transverse or traverse these different planes of vibration and existence. This is what it feels like. Because the more you, like, if you're still trying to connect with someone who's in a different plane of existence or on a different vibrational frequency, it's going to drain you. It's going to exhaust your energy. And I feel like you're just fed up of it. You're just tired of it. Yeah, the devil. Oh my God. See what I'm saying? There's a Leo and a Virgo, possibly a Capricorn, maybe a Sag or a Libra, who are putting a lot of pressure on you energetically. And I feel that you're seeing it. You're definitely seeing it. But it's kind of like if you take, what is this like? Hold on, let me think. Y'all be sure to like the video real quick, you guys. It's kind of like if you were to be, God forbid, in a situation where I don't want to say Saw, but it's definitely like some Saw type of things. It feels like a Saw mental space, like all of those mind games that they were playing, because if you make one wrong move, you could be out of there. But if you were clever and if you were tactical in the way that you maneuvered your escape, there was a possibility for you to come out whole from the situation and not have like a gaping, oh my God. You get what I'm saying? New beginning, 625. I'm looking at y'all's comments to make sure I answered the question properly. But yeah, new beginnings, definitely. 625 may be significant. So June 25th, it's 6:25 p.m. Monday, June 24th when I film this. So yeah, you guys possibly aren't going to see this until tomorrow. I never really know when it's going to just be open to upload. So, open to release. But yeah, it's June 25th, which is today, if you guys are seeing it today or whatever. Very significant date, 6:25 p.m., 6:25 a.m. But yeah, you're trying to release the situation so there's not a big gaping hole that you have to kind of like fix and repair within yourself. You're trying to tactically and cleverly maneuver a situation so that not only are you coming out of it whole, but you've completely kind of severed the tie to the past, or you severed the tie to whatever's draining you sufficiently to where it's no longer draining you. Yeah, the Emperor and the Knight of Swords. I feel like there is a person who is playing a game to try to control you in a way in order for them to have some type of power. And then they kind of like disappear. They run away. There's a cowardly energy that I'm picking up on that you're just tired of dealing with. There's kind of like a bitch acidness that I'm picking up on that you're tired of dealing with. There could be a controlling energy that you're tired of dealing with, a very leechy, draining, exhausting energy that you're tired of dealing with. I feel tired. It's tired. There could be a victim mentality type of energy that you're dealing with someone where they're always the victim and there's always something wrong and they always are the one who, it's like there's no accountability, but it's like they want you to make them a victim as well. I don't know how to say that. They're not saying that you're victimizing them, but they want you to indulge them in that victim mentality, and that's draining. Somebody always wants to control the conversation, overpower the conversation, and I just feel like you're realizing how much that drains your energy and how little you're going to continue to be involved in it, okay? So what is the best course of action in this situation for the collective spirit when it comes to what the full moon in Capricorn is bringing in for love? Now, some of you could have a person coming in towards you who may be about to pull you out of your comfort zone. That's what I was feeling as well with the Emperor and the Knight of Swords. There could be maybe an Aries, Taurus, possibly Capricorn, Leo, Virgo. I don't know who it is. This is the signs I'm picking up. Aries, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Leo, Sag, possibly Libra. Those are the signs I'm picking up. There could be someone who is basically like kind of an authority, or they're mature. Could be a little older in age, possibly, that's coming towards you. And there may be a lot of communication. It may feel a little bit overwhelming, but I also feel like it's going to help you realize how much. I don't think this person is going to try to bombard you with conversation. Not the energy I explained earlier, but this feels like a person who's actually good for you, because it kind of feels like they're going to be bringing you out of your shell a little bit, but you have to maintain the mentality of people coming into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime when it comes to these relationships that this Capricorn full moon is bringing in, because it's not so much about love right now as it is about personal discovery of individuals. And when each individual is doing their own level of personal discovery, they're going to encounter people. It's like, to me, it's crazy when people are trying to be forceful about removing everyone from their life and, you know, being in this hermit mode, only being to themselves. It's like, it's not really realistic, because as a society, we've gotten away, I feel, in a detrimental way from small talk and conversation that's positive amongst strangers. Like, everybody's looking at each other up and down. Everybody's like suspicious of the next person. And I just feel like that creates kind of like a negative result. And I think that this is a balance, like what's coming in when it comes to like your relationships, love life, and emotional connections with people from this Capricorn full moon is a more natural approach to socialization. That's what it feels like for me. So there may be some people who you meet in passing who you feel a strong, loving connection to just because you had a pleasant conversation with them. And there may be some people who you see in passing that you find visually or aesthetically appealing. And you have this understanding of, I don't necessarily have to go approach that person, talk to that person, and they're my twin flame. But it's that I enjoy the visually, aesthetically pleasing aspect of their energy. And I love that. I love them for that. I love that experience. I feel uplifted. That's kind of what it feels like. Okay, before we get into your best course of action, let's figure out what's hidden first when it comes to this full moon in Capricorn and their love life, spirit. What's hidden from the collective with this full moon in Capricorn? Oh, wow, the Queen of Cups. So a water sign feminine could be hidden. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There could be some type of hidden emotions, hidden feelings. Something submerged or something partially submerged. You could feel a heaviness waist down. Like a heaviness to the bottom part of your torso. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist. But you know how when you're like halfway in the pool, your upper body feels different than your lower body? There's like that type of feeling. King of Pentacles and the Empress. I feel like King of Pentacles, the Empress. What is this Queen of Cups for what's hidden from the collective when it comes to this full moon in Capricorn and how it affects their love life? What is this Queen of Cups? I gotta sneeze, y'all. I feel it. Bless me. Thank you. What's this Queen of Cups? The Empress came out. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. What? There's a lot of happiness here. And you're going to have to decide, you're having to decide if you're going to come out of your shell to enjoy it. And how you're going to show up in this time of like growth, evolution, and wish fulfillment. That's really a strong way that I'm feeling this. Like with this Ace of Cups and this Ace of Pentacles, it's like somebody's offering you something real. Like they've put their hand out, but your hand is still close to your heart. It's like you may still be trying to protect yourself. And this person, they may be applying a lot of pressure. And I feel like it is going to make you happy. But there's like a strong, I feel reservation, hesitation, possibly trepidation on your end about whether or not whatever is being offered to you is worth, Empress, Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups. You're trying to figure out if it's worth you extending as well. That's what this is. I also feel like you opening your heart is bringing in some type of you opening your heart, you kind of like polishing, remember we were saying earlier, you kind of polishing your diamond of internal beauty and love and all of your soul power, you polishing that and making it more pristine is bringing in a material reverberation of that. So basically you I feel loving yourself more, not just loving yourself more, but accepting that this is where you are in your life, accepting that you can be who you can be and who you want to be is who you can be. That energy is opening up opportunities and doors for you that I feel you don't necessarily see the full extent of. Like it's opening up a door and you can kind of see like what's going on in there, but you can't really see how far it goes or how large that particular reality is. Okay, what's this Queen of Cups for what's hidden? What's this Queen of Cups for the collective for what's hidden? The Magician. Wow. Whatever you're manifesting right now is very prevalent, first of all, in your energy. So that to me shows me that it is coming forth a lot more quickly than what you may think. It's very prevalent in your energy. So whatever you're attracting is coming close to you and you don't see it coming as much. But I do feel like you feel it. And that's what's bringing it closer more quickly. I'm hearing the Charm theme song. I am the sun and the air. I am human and I need to be loved. Just like everybody else does. That was my shit. See, I've already waited too long. And all my hope is gone. And then at the end, it was like, that was my shit. No, but I'm for real. I'm hearing it in my head. I'm human and I need to be loved, just like everybody else does. But I've already waited too long and all my hope is gone. So it's like, it's crazy. It's like this cynical view of love that could be being shattered in a way. And it's not in a cliche, somebody Tyler Perry movie bullshit. It's not like that, but it's definitely palpable to where you can feel it, but you can't really see it. Yeah, and I think that's what you don't see. Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords again. Yeah, I feel like there could be some communication about work, or there could be some forward progress, some movement, some fast movement when it comes to some type of abundance that you're manifesting being brought into existence. And I feel like with the Queen of Cups, you're intuitively picking up on it. And it's a lot closer than what you think. And I feel like there's going to be an energy from now until the Capricorn new moon in December where you're going to be feeling this. And it's going to be a situation where you may have those different types of loving experiences that we talked about, but you may also be challenged by someone who is offering you something that is a substantial opportunity that you're going to have to rationalize as far as determining what you're going to invest into it and whether or not you're going to invest into it. Okay. Now, the best course of action, basically what Spirit feels that you should do in this situation moving forward, the action that you should take when it comes to these energies. What is that, Spirit, for the collective? King of Wands. So be creative with your ideas. I don't care if you're masculine or feminine. You have to know that you are protected when it comes to taking action the way you feel guided to take action. And that's what I think Spirit wants you to do is like take the action that you feel like you're guided to take. Be bold, be courageous. Definitely understand that your power is very much so stemming from your passion and your emotions. And despite the fact that you have the ability to think rationally and make decisions from your rational mind, your logical mind, it's also important to incorporate those more fiery, impulsive kind of gut feelings into the choices that you make. I feel your crown may be very tingly. Like your crown may be on fire. Like you may feel like you have a lot of downloads coming in. There's like this fearlessness that I'm feeling when it comes to how to handle these situations. Be creative. Those inspired light bulbs of ideas, don't diminish them. Whether it's something that is coming through to protect you or whether it's something that could be coming through to uplift you. Have fun. King of Wands, period. I mean, of course you're not going to be the Knight of Wands. You're going to be cautious. You're going to be logical, but you're also going to be that guy, it's like you're going to be that fucking A right. I'm hearing that song, hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Fucking right. Damn right. All right. I say hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't that Lil Wayne. Do you something? Are you high right now? What is that song? That's my shit. Oh, that's Drake's stupid ass. Okay. Yep, there it is. And they don't even have any lyrics for it. Dang. Yeah, it's that song. So let's go listen to it's by Drake. It's HYFR. Basically, hell yeah, fucking right. But I'm hearing Lil Wayne, so I'm hearing Lil Wayne's part. I don't know. Seven of Wands. Yeah, you're protected though. The Salamander and the Seven of Wands. Be courageous in the choices that you make. Be bold. Be confident. Go towards those ideas that really take you there, because that's what's going to lead you to like the clearest possible vision of the decision that you need to make. Yeah, the King of Swords. Ooh, my tummy wummy. The King of Swords. Yeah, there's wisdom here. There's wisdom and order. Bring order to situations that are out of order. And if that calls for you sometimes to be direct with people, assertive with people, honest with people, then that's just what you have to do. And, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Like, I'm just the messenger, okay? And when I say certain things, it's not from coming from me, the person. It's more so coming from me, you know, trying to deliver the message that Spirit intended to be delivered to you anyway. So that's kind of what it is. And it's not just with you to other people, but it's also when it comes to it being from other people to you. However, there are definitely, especially with this these cards that we were getting, kind of about like what was I getting earlier? I was getting a situation where I feel like there may be people that you want peace with. Like when we were talking about the full moon in Capricorn, there may be situations where you want peace with people, or where you would hope for a situation to be resolved, or that you would like for there to be common ground, but there may not be room to, because it could conflict with your independent autonomy in a way. Like it could conflict. You may basically getting people to like you or getting on people's side, being justified or trying to justify others, may contradict or contrast with this self-actualization, with this self-realization, with this self-improvement that you're doing. Because yeah, you can, like, I think that's the problem with the world right now. And I don't mean to like make it about the world, but it definitely feels like this is an energy of a more broadened perspective, where I feel Spirit is trying to get you to see in this time that like there's going to be people you piss off, bro. Like, there's going to be people who don't like how you say what you say. There's people all the time on this channel and other channels that don't like how I say things. It's like whenever you're presenting yourself or leaving yourself open or vulnerable to interpretation of others, there's always going to be something that people wish that you would have done differently, or feel that you should have done differently. But you know, it's like you're never going to please everyone. And that's the whole problem that I personally feel like we have with society right now, is that everyone is trying to please everyone. And you just can't fucking do that. There's going to be somebody who's mad all the time. And if you try to continue down that path of conforming everyone to be palatable to everyone, you're going to get one of those, what is it, utopian, dystopian societies or whatever, where people aren't allowed to feel or be outliers in any type of situation, and then they're weirdly eliminated to the outskirts of some rundown part of the town, and then they have to strike back to allow people to be free to express themselves. Like, that's what it feels like to me. There's gonna be some people that when you set a boundary, Seven of Wands, or when you have an idea that you stick with, and you basically have the facts and the logic to back it up, or the work has been done to back it up to where you're an authoritative figure on the matter, everybody's not going to like that shit. Everybody's not going to enjoy you being as educated or as strict, maybe rigid, assertive. People are not going to like you having this very chiseled perspective. First of all, your bone structure is amazing, whoever you are watching, but they're not going to necessarily enjoy that part of you, because it, like I said, challenges them. And with this shock card, that frequency, that vibration is going to itch. It's literally going to irk the shit out of people, some of them. So that's why Spirit is saying, like, how you navigate this situation, the best course of action for you to take is to just stand in that confidence. Be chiseled, goddamn. Let the jawline. And not let the pecs come out. Every part of you that is you, let it be you. And tune, pretty much with the Seven of Wands, tune out the bullshit, okay? I just had to say it. Because, like, I get so sick. Like, I would rather hear comedians make Black offensive jokes, Asian offensive jokes, Middle Eastern offensive jokes, racially and economically offensive jokes. Like, I would rather hear, like, those types of comedies and scripts and TV shows, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather hear those types of things than the safe dystopian societies, cancel preventative, politically correct version of the joke. Because, I mean, if you boil it down, the shit is not funny. The shit is not funny. When everybody's trying to be a fucking politically correct comedian, y'all motherfuckers ain't funny. Give me the fat jokes. Okay? I've been fat. And if you're fat and you don't want to hear fat jokes and you feel self-conscious about it, you have a right to, but you also don't have a right to change the entire world to stroke your ego. Just like a person who's an asshole doesn't have a right to necessarily change the entire world to stroke their ego. So it's like there has to be a balance, and your authenticity is what's bringing in the balance. Shit. I've been fat and I get it, but like, we also have to take responsibility for why we're fucking fat. I'm a little fat right now. You know what I'm saying? Even when I go and try to walk, I'm still fat. And I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be there. If it's not, one day it won't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna do what I feel like I need to do. And I feel like that's what this is. What's this King of Wands? Best course of action. Ten of Cups. Yeah. Based on what you imagine, based on what you desire, whatever your end result is, whatever your dream, whatever this ultimate goal is that you have for fulfillment, take action towards it. Be courageous enough to do so. Yep, Page of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. And I definitely feel that if you have reservations about a person in your life who's coming towards you, either as a friend or as a lover or as someone who's a crush or something like that, Page of Cups energy is definitely like someone who kind of is dreamy when it comes to the relationship that you guys have. They could be up in the clouds, head in the clouds, kind of a little delusional about things, pigs flying situations. Like, somebody's really like dreaming about the future, or you're dreaming about a future with a person. And you may get your hopes up about it. Spirit is saying, yeah, do that. Get your hopes up about it. Feel how you want to feel about it, but also understand how to keep yourself grounded at the same time, to where even though you see those visions, it doesn't necessarily distract you or change the trajectory of your own individual journey in order to acclimate to those visions coming true, because that may be taking you even further out of alignment of what it is that you really want. So whether it's a person or whether it's your career, whether it's your family, it's more important for you to have that chiseled, attitude. Not necessarily in a bitter way, but just to be very sure of yourself. when it comes to making decisions, because even if a person who you desire to be friends with or to work with or to be in a relationship with has certain parts of themselves that they're working on, and then you guys have a connection, it's like, just because that's there doesn't mean you deviate against what your inner compass is telling you to kind of acclimate or make room for that situation or that person. It's like, basically, Spirit is saying the action that you need to take is to have a perspective that is not just about one person. Meaning, it's not going to just necessarily be about you, but it's also not necessarily just about the other people around you. It's about how it all comes together as a cohesive unit. And if there's a piece of that unit that's creating, something that's not cohesive, then it's okay for you to feel how you feel about what we said earlier when it comes to detaching yourself in the most ethical way possible for everyone involved, so that there's not a big chunk of you that's missing, but there's also not a big chunk of another person that's missing as well. It's kind of like giving someone constructive criticism without being condescending about it. There's a way to do that. I mean, I struggle with that shit too. I'm not good with nuance when it comes to like giving criticism all the time. But I'm also not always going to agree with all of you who are watching, and that's fine, because you're not going to agree with me either. But it's like, people are, it's kind of like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But at the same time, that's not exactly what it is. There's a part of it that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But there's also a part of it that's like, no matter what you say, mean it. And however you mean it, it's going to come off however it's going to come off. And and also understanding that if other people say what they say, that they meant it. And you can understand it or see it however your soul's understanding helps you to see it. Because like sometimes people mean to be mean. Like sometimes people are intentionally mean. People say mean what you say and say what you mean, but don't be mean or something like that. I don't know. I never knew the last part until recently, but nod to my personality. But no, I'm just saying, it's like some people say things to you and they may not intentionally be trying to hurt you, but it hurts you. However, there could also be situations where someone could be saying something to you where they don't intentionally mean to hurt you, but they're not necessarily trying not to hurt you. You get what I'm saying? Like there's some people who are intentionally being rude assholes, and they say something out of spite to really hurt your feelings and be mean. Then there's people who say things that their intention is to be constructive, but they may not know how they're coming across or how to properly communicate what they're trying to say. And then there could be people who aren't necessarily intentionally trying to be mean, but then they're not doing enough to not be mean. And then they kind of act like they know that, but they're not doing anything about it. And you can get a sense that that's not it from a good place. Like you're going to automatically, more than likely, see a mean person being mean. Unless sometimes people don't see other people trying to be mean because they're just being sarcastic and the person doesn't understand. But a lot of times we do know when people are being intentionally hurtful. And there's other times where we know that people aren't trying to be hurtful. They're just telling the truth and doing their best to express it. And then there's times where people are telling the truth, but they could have been retrospectively possibly a little bit less condescending with the way that they delivered it. Because I'm like that too. I get it. That's what this kind of feels like in the situation. It feels like when those situations come about, when there's times where you have to determine interactions with people, you're going to have to see which one they are, because, you know, sometimes the truth hurts. But sometimes people are trying to make it hurt, and then sometimes people are trying to make it hurt without you thinking that they're trying to make it hurt. So if you feel like someone is trying to make you feel hurt while also looking to other people as if not trying to make you look like they were trying to hurt you or something like that, you have a right to pick up on that and act accordingly as well. I hope that makes sense. Basically, somebody being fake and wanting everybody else around to think that they're being loving and honest and, you know, real, quote unquote, when really they're trying to shroud some type of condescending remarks as like advice or feedback. You can call that out too if you want, or you can just ignore it and move on. But it's like no one person is more important than the other in these situations. So if you have a person who's monopolizing things in your life, or they are draining your energy, and you feel that the expected time frame that they were supposed to be in your life has expired, Spirit is basically saying that because you don't see how much energy it's taking you to bring in this new reality or shift to this new reality, you don't understand how badly that person could be draining you and preventing this from happening. And they're giving you the green light and the permission to go ahead and do what you feel like you need to do. What's this King of Wands? One more card for the King of Wands before we get up out of here. What's this? Y'all be sure to like the video. What's this King of Wands? The Four of Cups. Ooh. Yeah, if you don't see something as being right or in alignment or coming together, or if you don't see someone having the best intentions for you, do not doubt that. Oh, well, folks gonna have to get over it, bitch. Okay? Because Spirit is basically telling you, do not sacrifice this manifestation, this kinetic energy that you're basically building momentum of. Don't sacrifice this on someone who's just trying to, like I said in the beginning, replenish themselves, charge their batteries, and then go back off wherever they came from and use your energy to boost their own life. Don't let them deplete you like that, okay? Knight of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, again, giving you the green light to take action, okay? You may feel that something is not a good idea. You may feel that reconciliation with a person is not a good idea, or that just something is not a good idea with this person. You may feel that your beliefs don't align with a person. You may feel out of alignment in general with the action that you're taking when it comes to hanging out, being around a person. And I think you know what I'm saying. And what Spirit is telling you as far as the best course of action, what you should do in this situation is appreciate something for what it was, but also see it for what it is. And it doesn't necessarily have to be what it is when it comes to another person, but what it is when it comes to how you feel. And what it is that you want at the end of the day when it comes to how you feel. It's kind of feels to me like just because you may have wanted a person in the past doesn't mean you want them now. Just because you may have been friends with a person in the past doesn't mean that you guys are meant to be friends now. Just because you may have resonated with a person or a person resonated with you in the past doesn't mean you guys are necessarily going to resonate now, because it's the whole premise of a season, a reason, or a lifetime, and the time frame may have just expired, and that's just what it is. And I think you guys may feel the remnants of it, and you may feel a little, I'm not going to say sad about it, but it's like, I don't think you really care as much as you cared before for a person. I don't think you're really as invested as what you were before in a person. I don't think you're really as enthusiastic as you were before. And I think that it's okay for you. It's okay for you to feel that way. Excuse me. It's okay for you to have those feelings. I know it's probably weird. Like, it kind of feels weird that you're not interested in this person, or it feels weird that you don't care what they do or say, or that you're no longer interested in the future that you wanted with them. Like, it's kind of like you're kind of over the past. And I feel like you may feel bad about it because you know you're going to be leaving these people behind, because it's kind of like foreshadowing. You know, whenever you're watching a movie or a TV show and the main character is going through some type of character development, and they kind of outgrow their old things or their old attitudes or their old friends, it's like that's what's being shown in the situation. Yeah, parking lot, parking spot, parking go, parking garage. That could be significant for some of you guys. Ooh. We have heartbreak place. Oh my God. I was reaching lost love and grief, memories of heartbreak. See? So some of you may also want to just kind of like leave a situation where it is and just see what else is out there. Like, it kind of feels to me like there's somebody who, there could be somebody who's using you as like a parking lot, where they park their car there, they go out and have fun and do other things, then they come back for their car and then they leave again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It kind of feels like this reservoir, and a lot of parking lots as well now, they have those charging stations. So I'm really getting that like charging energy, like somebody trying to charge up on you. Connecting, pathway, overcome divides, bridge. Yeah, and that's kind of like the crossroads card. I feel like you know which way you want to go. And you could be leaving behind a lot of the baggage from these heartbreaks, and like, basically, I don't know, it just feels like you're just moving forward. That's what it feels like to me. There's a connection here. There's a connection here that's being made. What else? Can I get one more card? Ooh, these cards sticky. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to shuffle them. But they popping out though. Window. See? A bridge and a window. Like a connection. Framed views. Glass portal. Windowsill. Yeah, I feel like you could be even connecting the dots when it comes to heartbreak. This could be a specific like city, state, or zip code or home that's connected to a lot of heartbreak in your life, or holds a lot of memories of heartbreak in your life. But I feel like you're finally bridging the gap, or you're making the connection. You can finally see how to bridge the gap or make the connection when it comes to this stagnant kind of energy of pain that's been going on in your life. Wow, frigid realm, icy wilderness, arctic wonders, polar extremes. Yeah, it's kind of like a window into your future. It's kind of like you being in a cold, dark place, and then it warms up as the cards like move forward of you kind of like being in this place of understanding so that you can see what your future is going to look like, and the reality of what you imagine is more authentic and realistic to who it is you truly are, because you have this connection as to where you've been and why you've been in those places of kind of like being shut off or cold. Post office, mail delivery, written correspondence, package tracking. Yeah, and then it's going to be delivered to you. Look at that. See, that's what I'm saying. You're going from this very cold place to a place that's very warm, and that's what you're manifesting, and it's being delivered to you. That is crazy. And I just don't think that you see it as clearly as like how your spirit team sees it. Like, I don't think you see it coming because of this magician empress. Like, I don't think you see it coming as quickly as it's coming. Wow. This was a real like pivotal breakdown reading. Next 6 months, I feel like this is going to be prevalent in your life. What's this parking lot? Oh my God. Yeah. It was in reverse, upright, but it's stuff that you've been holding on to. Like storage, kind of giving me a storage vibes. It's stuff that you've been holding on to that you're letting go when it comes to yourself. You're realizing what you need to let go of, what you've been holding on to, seeing it from a different perspective, okay? What's the heartbreak place? Yeah, not feeling like yourself. The Empress at the bottom and the Hermit. Yeah, figuring out why you haven't been feeling like yourself. Feel like a lot of you have already done a lot of this. But what it really feels like is that because you've done this, it's starting to open up this window to the future. And the window is open when it comes to manifestation. So they're being very strategic and specific as your spirit team to tell you not to necessarily allow someone who wants to kind of have you conform to their desires change you or move you from the trajectory you're already on. It's like kind of like a machine working in tandem and not working against itself, because some of these people I feel like could be shocked that you're making these changes, and it's like they may want you to conform or to move with them, but it's like more so of them needing to understand that they're going to have to move with you. And I think that's the shock of the frequency that they're picking up with that dog whistle with you. It's like, what is that? I got to figure out what that is. But then understanding that once you see what it is, you can't change what it is. It just is. And some people are not coming to terms with that very well when it comes to your life. What's bridge? Yeah, ooh, stuff is coming out, y'all. The moon reverse. Yeah, something is coming out about things that people around you have been holding on to that they're going to start to release. Also things you've been holding on to that you're going to start to release. There's a clarity that you're gaining that's removing fear in a situation. But I also feel like there's going to be light with this sun card shown on a lot of the toxic people twice, bitch. There could be several toxic people, but the light is being shown on all of that. And you're able to free yourself from it. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles and the Justice card. You might be finding out why somebody abandoned you or you felt abandoned by them. They may be figuring out why that's happening now with you. I feel like you also see clearly that someone may be bringing you down or like have some type of poverty mindset, or they may be like a crutch to you, or just someone who kind of like drags you down. That's what it feels like. Someone is a weak link in the chain. And I feel like you're going to realize that and see that. And it's going to connect the dots as to like some of the things that you've been holding on to. which will therefore allow you to let it go, and it will create this kind of momentum when it comes to you manifesting into this new like reality that you want to create for yourself. What's window? All of these cards are reversed except for the Four of Pentacles, which almost came out in reverse, y'all. That's crazy. Queen of Swords reversed. Yeah, whatever you weren't seeing clearly, you're about to see it clearly. The dots are going to be connected. And I also feel like you're going to, it's like, kind of like when you are on a highway that raises up for the boats to come through. And you got to wait there till the road comes back down and you can drive over and the boat is fully through. Like, that's what that Moon, Queen of Swords reverse, bridge and window feels like. Now that you have the information, now that you can see clearly, now that things have been cleaned up and cleared off for you by like understanding what you have to release that you've been holding on to, that's been making you bitter and angry, or however you've been feeling, all the lies that people have told to you, all the secrets that they've kept. It's like freedom. It's like a weight lifted off of your shoulders because you see why it all went down. And a part of that is because you understand within yourself all of the secrets that you've been keeping, all of the ways that you've been lying to yourself, all of the ways that you haven't been truly authentic to who it is that you truly are. Yeah, Ten of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. There's definitely an illusion here that's being dispelled. Okay? There's something that's not real, that's not necessarily 100% true, or there's some type of like confusion. I don't think it's confusion, but it's more so like an illusion. It's more so like something that feels good, but that you know is not good. You're basically being told, like, don't lie to yourself and tell yourself it's good when you know it's not good. And when it comes to the things that you really want, don't downplay yourself or lie to yourself when it comes to being able to achieve what it is that you really want, because you can. It's like, don't lie to yourself and say that something is better than what it is and settle for something that you know is not what you really want just because you feel like what you really want is out of reach. That's kind of what Spirit is saying with how you need to act moving forward, or how you need to take action moving forward. Okay. Anything else for the collective when it comes to this full moon in Capricorn and love? Wow, we have wedding rings, union, marriage, soul connection, everlasting love, devotion. There could be a contract coming in. Some of y'all, this might be marriage depending on your relationship, but there's definitely a deep soul connection coming in, or some type of connection to a situation or an endeavor or a person that's going to be legally binding or connected to your journey at this time. What else for the collective when it comes to love and the full moon in Capricorn? Cutting down. It came out in reverse. Cut out, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. So there could be a breakthrough in some type of proceeding. I don't know. Something is proceeding forward. There could be a breakthrough in the case, or a breakthrough in communication where, I don't know, something is allowed to keep moving forward. What else does the collective need to know when it comes to love? Seduction, attraction, teasing, hooking up, date, third-party temptation. Oh my goodness. What else does the collective need to know when it comes to love? Coffee cup, meeting and talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, building friendship. You may be having a conversation about somebody cutting out hoes, or having a conversation about someone cutting out distractions, temptations in their life. You may also talk about a commitment with someone, or a commitment that you're making to yourself, and the fact that you can't necessarily allow their temptations or toxic traits and habits to affect whatever this commitment is that you're making to yourself. That's what it kind of feels like. Like, there could definitely be a conversation between two married people about cheating, honesty, fidelity, all that type of stuff. And you could be talking about it in that restaurant, coffee shop, public place, or in the kitchen, right? Some of you, it might even be in a parking lot. But there's something about that, and I don't know exactly how it works for you, because if you're already in a committed relationship, it kind of feels like you're over it and you kind of want to do your own thing, be free to do your own thing, because something is weighing you down if you're in a marriage or a committed relationship already. If some of you are dealing with someone in a marriage or a committed relationship, it feels like the weight of their stress is weighing you down and you're tired of it. So you're probably wanting to release yourself from this third party situation. And if you're just single and you're dating, you may have someone from the past or like people who you encounter throughout your, living on this earth that have some sort of connection with you. You may feel some sort of spiritual contract or soul contract with these people to where there's some type of business needing to be handled between you. But it's like you're also like I said earlier, deciphering how much involvement you have to have in the situation. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're giving not necessarily ultimatums, but you're setting boundaries and enforcing those boundaries when it comes to how much you're going to invest, how much of another person's problems are your problems, if at all, and what people need to do in order to continue reaping the benefits of whatever said investment that you're making, either energetically, monetarily, physically, spiritually, or emotionally. Hope that made sense. Mask, hiding true feelings, pretend and dilute, gaslight and personify, and then healthy choices, self-love and self-care, being happier, love, and life. Ooh. Yep, because you can tell somebody's hiding their true feelings for you. A lot of you have a person that really wants to marry you. They want to be with you in a committed relationship. They were either hurt by some type of separation that you guys went through and they don't express it. They don't express how much they want to be committed. They don't express how much feelings that they have for you. They don't express how much something may have hurt them when you guys broke up or separated, or they don't express how much it would hurt them if a situation like that were to happen. I feel like they're not actually telling you about their temptations. They're not actually telling you how attracted they are to you. They may not be telling you how they could feel jealous of others when it comes to this third party temptation, how much they would be scared or nervous or angry if you were to have a third party, or they may not be fully expressing how much their temptations and their demons could possibly affect the relationship in a negative way. Okay. And they're also not expressing how much they want to speak to you, how much they want to communicate with you, how much they enjoy conversations with you and enjoy getting to know you and enjoy the time when you share your energy with them, and how much their excitement is for kind of like building this relationship. None of these things are being expressed, but they're trying to make healthier choices. And I feel like that has to do with you earlier getting that card of love and blowing kisses. Like that has a lot to do with like how you're treating yourself, how you're loving yourself, how you are making good changes in your life. And with the healthy choices card, it kind of feels like whoever this is who's hiding all of these things, they want to tell you this. They want to like express this to you. I feel like you guys are letting go of a lot of things in your life, and you have to have like this understanding that we've been discussing when it comes to you evolving in this way. But I also feel like a part of your evolution is congruent with others' evolution, and the way that your frequency is, it's not only going to help other people, but the way that other people react to your elevation and frequency and you absorbing that reaction and kind of deciphering it within yourself, keeping the parts that are beneficial to you and removing the rest, is going to be a crucial part of you being successful in this process. So if someone is giving you some type of insight about lies that were told, or things that they're still holding on to, or ways that they feel when it comes to dynamics of the relationship, it would behoove you to kind of listen to that, because it's going to give you that bridge or that window into what's been going on energetically, okay? But there's definitely a new beginning being delivered to you. And there's a person who I feel that you're kind of like turned off with or kind of tired of. And you may just feel like, I just feel like you may feel like it's time, like the time has come to kind of let sleeping dogs lie, let things be what they are. But see, that's someone's fear, which is crazy. And if they want for you to like continue to play that role in their life, and it's like they're gonna, like, that's what I said about the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. They're going to have to make the offer valuable enough for you to share that energy. And if they don't, then unfortunately, it's like Spirit is telling you that these people are going to drag you down. What else? Mirroring, yeah. Reflection of you, look inside yourself, like attracts like, getting what you give. Exactly. That's basically what this is all about, though. I already explained all of that. What else does the collective need to know? Celebration. One more card for what the collective needs to know. Communicate clearly. Yeah. There's a positive outcome from this situation, or something positive that's happening because of like these dynamics. We have reevaluate and adoration. Fondness, awe, esteem, respect, admiration, honor, endearment. I think someone is going to be... Okay. I think whoever this person is or people are around you, they're going to start reevaluating like the way that they see you. That's what's so shocking. And there's going to be a desire in those people to communicate clearly with you in order for there to be some type of positive outcome, because they feel basically inspired or moved by your energy. Like the frequency is hitting them as well. So the different reactions that you're going to get are going to vary, right? But for the most part, you have a lot of respect from people because of the ways that you are making changes in your life. And I feel like people around you are going to start reevaluating their image of you, how they see you. And they're going to want to communicate more clearly and be more possibly positive with their communication, because they want to match that frequency. Right? And in turn, you will need to do the self-reflective work to reevaluate where you could possibly communicate more clearly and do the same thing for them if they warrant that level of respect. And that's what I have to say about that. We're going to get some advice. What should we do? Let's do one of the gemstones decks so we can say that we used all of the new decks. I might get another card for advice. Just bear with me, because nothing is perfect, but to somebody, they see you as perfect. They see you as perfect. And that's not actually true. So maybe that's something that, you may want to express, is that you're not perfect, but this is why you do what you do, or you know what I mean? It's human. Let's see. What's the advice for the collective when it comes to the love in this reading? Oh my God. What is this word? Chalcedony? I don't know what that is. It says Chalcedony or Chalcedony, create. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Ooh. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay. Spirit said, life isn't about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. So, interesting. And that is on brand with what we've been discussing. Because when you are like who you feel inside and not based on any other outside influences, it allows you to literally create, to manifest, to have these things in your life that you want. And then that's when you truly discover and find who you are. Is by creating who you are. Man, that's real. Okay. Citrine is at the bottom. It says illusion. Everything you can imagine is real. And see, this is heavy. I was about to say heavy masturbation, bitch. Some of y'all, I don't know about you, bitch. I don't know what your ass is doing over there. Don't come over here doing that shit while you watching the reading. Somebody could be heavily masturbating, but I digress. Heavy manifestation, okay? Everything you can imagine is real. You just have to create it. And Topaz, blindness. There's none so blind as those who will not listen. Ooh. Ooh. So not everybody's going to get it, y'all. Not everybody's gonna I'm hearing don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. That's what I heard in my head. Even if that's not how the song go. But that's the thing. Like, I definitely get a very positive vibe of you guys having people around you who are very much so inspired by this raise in frequency that they're hearing from you and putting off around you. You may hear a lot of ringing, a lot of bells, a lot of alarms. You may hear ringing in your ears, but definitely go to the doctor if you need to, because I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist, and I ask that you seek out the professional medical advice that you need. However, that's what I feel. It's like because of this raise in your frequency, because of this raising of your vibration, you're literally discovering that you can be who it is that you want to be. If you work hard at it, you'll be where you'll want to be, right? But there's a need for you to believe that that's true and accept it, which I feel like you're already doing. However, there's a lot of people around you who are going to fight it, because it's not like you can control how your frequency affects other people. Your frequency of enlightenment and ascension and a raised vibration is the product of you being a light worker on this planet. It's a product of you just being who you naturally are, the way that God made you. You can't necessarily control how it's going to affect other people. It's kind of like strobe lights. When strobe lights go off, it's not the strobe lights' fault necessarily that it creates seizures, but people who have the tendency to get seizures from strobe lights may need to be more cautious. And, it is what it is. It's like the sun shines, but, the reptilian race that tries to control our societies can't handle the sun. But it's not the sun's fault, So it's kind of like that kind of situation. It's like you can't necessarily control how people are going to respond to your light. But you can't, just because you can't control how people are going to respond to your light doesn't mean that you dim that bitch. So that's what Spirit is trying to tell you, is that like if people are going to be blind and they're not going to listen, you have to kind of make peace with yourself when it comes to that and still be able to manifest the life that you want. So I hope that helped you guys. Thank you so much for your support. If you guys want to donate to the building fund, It is really helpful. Thank you to everyone who's donated. I'm so glad we got a chance to read with these new cards. Let me know what y'all think about the new cards in the comments, you guys. Let me know about what you think about all three of the decks that we used. Whether you feel like it's a good addition to the channel. How did you like this breakdown of the reading, and did it offer any type of insight into your situation? Share your stories if you feel comfortable with the people who are watching, because you never know how your story may positively affect another person. And also, again, if you could donate $5 or $10 to help out with the building fund, it is greatly appreciated, you guys, and you will be entered into possibly winning a free reading. So I hope to see you guys next time. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Share it with someone who you think may need to hear it. And that's it. That's all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.